Unas, ready?
Yes, ready, Monday.
Yes. Yes, okay. I will start. Hello, Mingla all. Warmly welcome to participate joining us today at the Tawagu Education Forum, organized by the Tawagu Education Center. I'm Chen Zodika from Sikawari University, Yangon. I'm very happy to serve as your moderator today. Before we begin, let me introduce an outline according to Tawagu Education Center. We will conduct the program in the following five parts. First, we will be homage to the Buddhas by reciting the Modata 3 times. Second, I will introduce our speaker, Ven Vannasiri. Thus, our speaker, Ven Vannasiri, will deliver his talk and share his experience about the contemporary challenges in Buddhist study and monastery education. Insight from Panarive Kamintama Dambi and Professor Adenga Tilakana. Four, we will open the floor for short answer and question session. Finally, we will conclude this program by reciting Buddha Dharana Siddhanta. So let's start to open our program with Namodada 3 times. Everybody. Namo
Tassa bhagavato sambuddhassa
bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa.
Second item. Second item is I introduce today our speaker, Venerable Vannasiri. It is great my pleasure to introduce our respected speaker, Venerable Vannasiri below. In really, I introduce. In 2017, he earned his PA degree from the State Priyadi University in Yangon. In 2019, he received his first MA degree in Bali and Buddhist study from the University of Kilania, Sri Lanka. In 2025, under the ASEAN scholarship, he completed his second MA degree in Tibetan Buddhism from Nalanda University, India. About his academic contribution, he has taught BA and MA courses at the Diraku International Buddhist Academies, Danlin and Sikawari Buddhist University, Myanmar. And also as Wisararama Buddhist Education Center and Legu Township, Yangon, he conducts training for monastery students preparing to enter university. In 2024, he was invited by All India Association of Monastery Scholars, Mamawi Monastery, to teach research methodology and academic subject to Burmese monastery students in India. Until now, he continued to give lecture and online teaching to monastery students in Myanmar, India, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. At present, he is doing PhD research at Gujarat University, India, under the ICCS scholarship from the government of India, with guidance and supporting from his researcher, the more venerable Sayadaw of Mahasi Tadana Yeda Monastery. He will share with us idea from Venerable Kametama Dambi and Professor Adenga Tilakana about how Buddhist study and monastery education can grow in the modern world. Now, with deep respect, I would like to invite our distinguished to Speaker Venerable Ven Vannasiri below to kindly present his talking.
So, first of all, I would like to say thank you who invite me to speak in this program, Venerable Theodore Tawagu Theodore. So I also would like to talk. Thank you, moderator Theodore Ashin Jyotika Lankara. So thank you so much for your introduce with me to participants. So before I start to discussion the challenges and issue monastic Buddhist study Sri Lanka and Myanmar, firstly, I would like to pay respect all senior venerable and also all junior venerable to me. So, Minglava, so let me start by sharing my screen. I think you see clearly my screen sharing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
We can see.
so we have given two articles. One is written by most Venerable Theodore Kamai Dhammasami. One is written by Asanga Tilagaranti. So I would like to focus the first article written by Asanga Tilagaranti. So in this discussion, I'm not going to talk about detail. So I will talk about the key point really important for a modern Buddhist study. So I would like to focus only key point. So I would like to talk before I start this discussion. So let's locate the Asanga Tilagaranti article. So the title of article is Study of Buddhism in Sri Lanka, Issue, Challenges, and Prospect. So Asanga Tilagaranti is very well-known Buddhist scholar from Sri Lanka. So he is one of the top Buddhist studies scholar. So look at the abstract. So in this article, he is going to discuss about higher education system in Sri Lanka. He only focused higher education. He will not focus the basic education. So we need to understand firstly. And then when we talk about Buddhist study, everybody know there are so many institutions about Buddhist study in Sri Lanka. So the author CRG point out that even though there are so many Buddhist study institutions in Sri Lanka, this is the higher number. But what we need to consider is the quality. So quality and quantity. So even though there are so many institutions about Buddhist study, but when we locate the quality, we have issue. We have question. So according to his opinion, he is not satisfied. He is not so satisfied about Buddhist study in Sri Lanka. So he gave the reason. He also pointed out why he is not satisfied. So the reason is when we look at the closely, academic study of Buddhism in Sri Lanka, they lack of skill in languages. So they are not sufficient about languages. So languages, not only Pali, but also Sanskrit. So languages include Pali and also Sanskrit. So this is one of the issue facing currently Sri Lanka. So second is philosophical thinking and logical reasoning. So what we need to understand when we talk about philosophical thinking. So philosophical thinking means Buddhist philosophical thinking, Western philosophical thinking, Indian philosophical thinking. So we need to consider many diverse philosophical thinking. So this is one issue not sufficient in Sri Lanka Buddhist study. So he pointed out this issue in this abstract. So now I would like to move a key point. So I am not going to discuss in detail. So throughout the history of Sri Lanka Buddhism, so during the Buddha time, monks, they memorized the Buddha teaching. So the purpose is the reason why monks study the Buddha teaching is for practice, That's why we can see that during the Buddha time, practice and learning go together. We cannot separate each other. So practice and learning, priyati and pripatti, should go together. But there is one very important movement happened during the Sri Lanka Buddhist history. So there is one debate between Vipassana Dura and Ganda Dura. So the debate is, so priyati, pripatti, learning and practice, which one is more important? So this is debate topic. So finally, the practice oriented is loose in this debate. So who is winner? The learning-based oriented group became winner in this debate. That's why we can see this evidence happen throughout Pali commentary. So from Buddha time to Milida Panya period, from Buddha time to Ashoka. So we can see practice in learning, priyati and pripat balance go together. Even when we see the Milida Panya, we see practice is very, very important for Buddhism. But this attitude changed in Sri Lanka because of a political situation. So because of this political situation, monks cannot survive. Foods are not available to survive. That's why they cannot memorize, they cannot meditate the teachings of the Buddha. Because of this political crisis, their attitude changed. So during this situation, very important statement emerged. So this statement is priyati yewa sasnata bulan. Learning is the root cause of Buddha sasana. So priyati, learning is the root cause of the Buddha's sasana. So this kind of statement appear throughout a commentary. So we can see this evidence clearly. So this is one key point I would like to mention here. Now I want to take another perspective. I would like to move modern Buddhist study. I hope everybody see my screen clearly, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Now I'm going to separate previous study before modern study and current Buddhist study. I want to divide separately. So at the beginning of 20th century, the Buddhist study is only focused textual study. The monks name they study only text, only Pali Canon. So in order to understand the Buddha teaching, they have to study the Pali Canon. This is the pre-modern period of 20th century. So why they study the Buddha teaching? The Pali Canon. Why? The reason is to guide morally, to guide spiritually. This is one reason. Other reason is to give Dhamma talk for society. And also to give meditation a guideline for society. This is the reason why they study Pali Canon, Pali text. This is the beginning of academic study. This is the beginning of academic study. Okay, so the question is, when modern academic study began in Sri Lanka? So according to the author, the beginning of modern academic study started 1921 with establishment of Ceylon University College. So Ceylon University College later became Ceylon University. Ceylon University. So in this college, two languages available. One is Pali, another one is Sanskrit. So we can compare Myanmar situation also. So 1920, the Yangon University start to establish Myanmar also. So very similar to Myanmar situation. So when we locate the article, we also need to consider Myanmar situation in the same time. So I would like to give suggestion to locate Myanmar situation also. So in this Ceylon University College, two language also available, Pali and Sanskrit. So this is very similar to Western country. So when we locate the Western country, they also provide Latin and Greek for theology study. One important message here is one of the very well-known scholar, K.N. Jayatilleke. So everybody know K.N. Jayatilleke. He is a very well-known scholar in Buddhist study. So he is one of the students who study Ceylon University of College. He is one of the students in this college. So now Sri Lanka University College in Sri Lanka, Ceylon University College, BK University of Ceylon. So in that University of Ceylon, BK Peradeniya, no? University of Peradeniya. No? So in this university, they have one department, Pali department. So who is the head of department in this time? The head of department is G.P. Malalasikara. So he also very well-known scholar in Buddhist study. I think you already know his contribution of Buddhist study. For example, Encyclopedia of Buddhism, Pali Prabhupada Dictionary. This is the great contribution of G.P. Malalasekara. So he is head of the department. So we can see that from Ceylon University gradually became Peradeniya University. Now, I would like to change another point. So Pali and Buddhist study. We are from Theravada background. So if we want to know the Buddha teaching, we need to study Pali. So any Buddhist study, any Buddhist university, Pali and Buddhist study cannot separate. Where there is Buddhist study, there should be a Pali study. So we need to consider this key point. So when we locate some Buddhist university, they don't provide Pali study in their university. So we should consider this is a very important point for Buddhist study. So Buddhist study and Pali study should not separate. They should come together. This is one point I would like to focus. So another point is the student who join these university. So in the early period, most of the students who study in Pali and Buddhist study is lay people. They are English educated lay people. Not monastic, not monks and nuns. They are educated lay people. So because after they graduate in Buddhist study, they can become a school teacher, and also they can become lecturer in the university. That's why they choose to study in Buddhism. This is why they choose Buddhist study in Pali. Another one is Sanskrit. Sanskrit also important. So when we locate Sri Lanka, we can see that Sanskrit is provided from elementary to advanced level. So Sanskrit, when we study Sanskrit, we already cover Mahayana teaching and also Indian philosophy. Not only religious philosophy, but also medicine and also other secular knowledge. So many secular knowledge are documented in Sanskrit language. That's why Sri Lanka focused Sanskrit together with Pali. Actually, Sri Lanka is Theravada country, but they also focus Mahayana in other Buddhist school, other Buddhist philosophy. This is also different from Myanmar Buddhist study. Myanmar Buddhist study currently, they are not ready to study and sharing Mahayana teaching and other Buddhist school teaching. But in Sri Lanka, they trying to share and they trying to focus Mahayana teaching and other Buddhist teaching in their Buddhist study. This is also one key point I would like to mention. Now, I would like to change another issue. So how about Abhidhamma study? So the author Asanga himself, he mentioned here. So compared to Myanmar, the study of Abhidhamma in Sri Lanka is just introduction. So if we compare about Abhidhamma study between Myanmar and Sri Lanka, we can say that Myanmar can study Abhidhamma more deeply than Sri Lanka. So the study of Abhidhamma in Sri Lanka is just introductory. The author himself mentioned this point here. So we know Myanmar people, including monks, lay people, they focus Abhidhamma so much. They trying to relate the Abhidhamma in daily life. They trying to relate Abhidhamma in meditation. So Abhidhamma is very popular, widely used in Myanmar society. This is also one point. Another part is philosophy department in Ceylon. So Peradeniya University has a different department. One of the department is philosophy department. Philosophy department, Ceylon University. Later became Peradeniya University. So the first head of philosophy department is T.R. Muti. He also a wonderful scholar who contribute the Buddha teaching deeply. We know his famous book, The Central Philosophy of India, Buddhism. The Central Philosophy of Buddhism. This is really great contribution of T.R.V. Muti. He is the first head of philosophy department. Second one is K.N. Jayatilleke. We already mentioned previous session, K.N. Jayatilleke. So what I would like to highlight is Buddhist study and philosophy department, philosophy study should collaborate together. Philosophy department contributes a Buddhist philosophy. I would like to locate the Myanmar situation. Some Buddhist university in Myanmar, they connect and they collaborate together philosophy department and secular university. So for example, a very famous author, Dr. Nanda Desan. So Nanda Desan, he is one of the professor of Buddhist university. So what I want to indicate is collaboration of Buddhist study and philosophy study is really necessary to improve the Buddha teaching, to develop the Buddhist philosophy. So we should invite philosophy department to collaborate together. This is one point I would like to focus here. But I'm not sure current situation. Philosophy department in Yangon, philosophy department in Mandalay. A previous time, the professor of philosophy department in Myanmar, their priority is Buddhist philosophy. But I'm not sure current generation. Their priority is Buddhist philosophy or Western philosophy or Indian philosophy. I'm not sure. Now, I also want to point out another one. This is when we locate the renowned scholar, very famous scholar, they complete their degree in the Western University. For example, Jayatilleke, he completed his degree in Western country, not Asian country, not only him, but also Depe Kalupahana. and also Asanga Tilaka Rante. They completed their degree in Western country, not Asian country, not Asian country. So we need to locate carefully this issue. So under the influence of KNGR Tilake, under the guidance of KNGR Tilake, so many scholarly lineage appear. So for example, DG Kalupahana and Adi Gunarante, so many, Dhammasiri, Dhammasiri, no, many. So under the influence of KNGR Tilake, who is the head of Department of Philosophy, many scholarly generation appear. So they contribute about Buddhist study. This is really wonderful scholarly lineage. So they know the comparative study of philosophy very well. We need to careful this part also. So when we look at the previous renowned Sri Lanka scholar, they know not only Buddhist philosophy, but also Western philosophy and also Indian philosophy. They know very well. They can compare Western philosophy and Buddhist philosophy, Indian philosophy. This is because of this, they became comparative scholar who locate the philosophy in wider perspective. Otherwise, we cannot locate in wider perspective. If we focus only Buddhist philosophy, we cannot link other philosophy, modern philosophy. That's why this statement reminds us to focus comparative study of philosophy. This is one issue I would like to remind. So I'm talking too much. Now I'm going to start the Buddhist University establishment. So previous session, we discussed only department in the secular Buddhist university. So we don't discuss about Buddhist university. Now we are going to discuss Buddhist university. So in Sri Lanka, in 1959, two very large monastic education center became Buddhist university. Their name is Vizodya Priwena and Lingara Priwena. So these two monastic center are upgraded to university level. But the language they used is their own mother language, Sinhala. This is different from secular university. So in the secular university, like Piradaniya Ceylon University, the medium they are using is English medium. But in the monastic university, they use mother language Sinhala. This is differences between monastic Buddhist university and lay university. So I repeatedly encourage to compare Sri Lanka situation and Myanmar situation. So we can consider Myanmar situation also. When we locate the development of Buddhist study in Myanmar, so this is very different. So we can see there are some government Buddhist university in Myanmar. For example, Napasa State Priyadi Sasana University, Theravada, and the BMU. So they are established by governments, not based on monastic education center. But on the other hand, when we locate the Sri Lanka, 2 monastic education center upgraded to university level. So we can upgrade some large monastic education center to university level. We can upgrade in Myanmar also. So by reading and by studying this article, we can copy some idea from Sri Lanka Buddhist study. This is what I would like to get message here. So not only these 2 universities, there are other universities also. For example, Colombo University, Ruhunat University, also Colombo University. So there are many other universities. They are not Buddhist university. Now, I would like to talk another point. So when we locate the university, there are 2 kinds of committee. One committee is UGC, University Grant Commission. University Grant Commission. So these 2 universities are under the UGC. Under the UGC. And there are other 2 Buddhist universities. They are Bhikkhu University and Pali University. So they are under the Missionary of Higher Education. Higher Education. So how about Myanmar situation? There is any commission to control and supervise the situation of Buddhist study in Myanmar. But they are trying to create this kind of a commission. So we can see there are 2 commissions here, UGC and Ministry of Higher Education. So under him, some Buddhist university recognized officially. So we can also see Kilania branch postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Study. So most of the Myanmar monks, they completed their master and PhD for this department. Now, so one thing I also need to share is the importance of graduate study. So during the last century, Sri Lanka Buddhist scholar had reputation. So last century, Sri Lanka Buddhist scholar are very famous, very popular for comparative philosophical knowledge. Why? Why they are popular? This is the question. The answer is when we locate their academic background, we can see their degree and their study is from Western philosophical religious department. And also another point is they completed their undergraduate study in English medium. So they complete their BA, their graduate in English. This is really important to continue another further study. So if we complete and graduate level in English medium, we can continue further study because many research are conducted in English. So if we know the English from beginning, we can find out the information. We can locate the wider perspective. This is really helpful for them. So the scholar want to mention is very well-known scholar in Sri Lanka. They completed their undergraduate in English medium. We also copy this kind of idea for Buddhist study in Myanmar. We should train the student in order to improve English skill, not only speaking but also reading, writing. So this is really helpful to continue their academic study, their research. This is one key point. Now, I would like to give a conclusion. This is the other conclusion. So he remind in the conclusion many issue. One of the issue is generation of scholar in Sri Lanka quickly disappearing. So in previous generation, there are so many scholars who expert philosophy, language, but in modern society, in new Buddhist study in Sri Lanka, they lack of scholar who expert these academic field. So younger generation of scholar in Sri Lanka firstly disappearing. This is one issue facing in Sri Lanka. Another one is we need the language skill such as Pali, but also modern languages, both East and West, not only Buddhist philosophy, but also other Eastern and Western philosophy. So I'm thinking, when I talking something, I'm also thinking, this statement remind us, if we want to study the Buddha teaching, we also need to locate Indian philosophy. Why? The Buddha was born in India. The Buddha philosophy and India philosophy are very close relationships. So if we know the Indian philosophy, Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, we can understand what the Buddha taught in the Pali Canon. And also, if we study Western philosophy, we know the philosophy of democracy, the philosophy of Plato, the philosophy of Aristotle. And then we compare, and then we contribute new idea for society. So the author also mentioned two insufficient area. So the scholar here, he remind a Sri Lanka Buddhist scholar to be sufficient linguistic, philosophical, logical for study of Buddhism. In the academic study, if we compare Western university and Buddhist university, so which university is more contribute for academic Buddhist study? So how do you think? Here, he mentioned that a Buddhist study in the Buddhist country left behind Western university. So when we talk about modern Buddhist study, Western university can contribute academic Buddhist study more than Buddhist university in Asia, Buddhist university in Buddhist country. They can publish every year so many book, a new idea. But when we locate the Buddhist university and Buddhist society, they contribute, they produce repeatedly old idea, old book, they produce again and again previous book, previous idea. So they cannot contribute new idea, new publication. But when we look at Western country, Western Buddhist study, they try to contribute every year, every month, new idea, new publication. That's why Buddhist study in Theravada country, Buddhist study in Mahayana country, they left behind Western academic study. We also need to consider this why. So I would like to conclude here by talking some one point. So we are Buddhist monk and nun. We study the Buddha teaching in university. So we should not consider Buddhist study, Buddhist subject is equally the same with secular subject. We should not consider like this. So some people are trying to consider, oh, Buddhist subject is similar to other subjects. So they trying to get the position, equal position. So it should not be like this. So the aim of Buddhist study is not only for study, but also practice, but also for spiritual liberation. So we should not ignore this idea. So the scholar remind here. So when we study Buddhism, we should focus both sides, not only academic side, but also spiritual side, but also liberation side. So how should we contribute to free from suffering for lay people? We also need to consider this point. So by talking this point, I conclude here this article. Do you have any question about this discussion? I have one article to continue. If you have any question, you can ask and discuss.
And then, but you go past to
Okay.
article.
Yeah, thank you.
Otherwise, we cannot go next article. The
Thank
first
you,
article.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Firstly, I would like to say thank you because your presentation is really excellent, and that is why I truly appreciate it. I would like to ask you a few questions related to my study because I am also currently studying for master degree at ISIC in Thailand. So I wanna ask you, you already explain about comparing like the Sri Lankas or Myanmar or like this and some other places. So I would like to know what are the main challenges that students face in their education today, especially in Myanmar.
Okay. Thank you for your question, sister. So your question will be seen in this article. Okay, let's read together this article. Some issue already mentioned in this article. But this article is for Myanmar society. Okay, let's go together, sister.
Yes.
So this article dedicated for Myanmar and Thailand, but because of the time limit, I only focus on Myanmar situation. So the title of article is Idealism and Pragmatism. So idealism is theory. Pragmatic is practical. So they practice based months in theory-based months, how they debate each other. So this article will indicate this issue. So when we look at the introduction, the Seattle mentioned the situation of monastic education in Myanmar. So official Sangha Mahanayaka Committee issued education report 1981. So according to this report, we can see that so the result is not minus, the result is plus. What it means is, so when we look at the education system of monastic education, the result is not positive, not positive. We can say like this. In the same way, if we look at Thailand monastic education, the same answer will be C. The same answer will be C. So when we look at Myanmar and Thailand, so the situation of Sangha community, gradual loss of cultural leadership. Before, monks in Thailand and Myanmar, they are the leader of village, they are the leader of society. So many of culture, many of festival come from monastic environment. What I mean is come from monastery, come from temple. So monks are the leader of society. But now this situation totally changed, totally going to change. Another issue is majority of monks, they cannot relate the teaching to social problems. So many monks, they give Dhamma talk for lay people, but they cannot relate the teaching of the Buddha into the real life. So how to use the Buddha teaching in the real life? How can solve the social problem in the society? So they cannot connect the Buddha teaching and society problems. This is one issue. So another issue is very similar to also Myanmar. I would like to highlight one point: decline of Pali study. Decline of Pali study. This issue is for Thailand. So another one is over-examine. So for months and then when they take the exam, the question is really difficult. So the examiner, they want to produce very, very difficult question for student. This issue, this is also one of the issue.
By the way, could you share screen share? Or just
Sorry?
you talk freely?
Oh,
We don't see the participant.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Shadow, thank you for your remind.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm showing my document.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Shadow. Okay. Now I would like to go directly, keep white. So the problem, what is the problem? Right? What is the problem? The problem is about the objective of monastic education. So what's the objective of monastic education? What is the purpose of monastic education? So in order to receive a common agreement among the monastic community, this is really difficult. So Seattle, the author, Seattle point out the problem primarily caused by inability of Sangha monastic community to find consensus, common agreement. So common agreement on the objective of monastic education. So what is the purpose of monastic education? So when we try to define the purpose of education, Sangha community cannot provide a common agreement. This is issue. Seattle highlight here. So now the author trying to mention a previous situation in Myanmar and Thailand, but I only focus Myanmar situation. So when we look at the Asian history of Myanmar, monks are an educator of society. So education, knowledge come from monks. So all lay people, for their education, they base on monastic monks. So the education come from monastic. This is ancient time. Ancient time. When we look at the aim of monastic education in this ancient time, so their objective is not only for religion, not only for sasana, but also society. So they consider the society in the objective of education, monastic education. That's why they create two kinds of syllabus, two kinds of curriculum. One is general, one is specialized. So general, in the general subject, they include vocational subject, and also science, mathematics, like this. In specialized, they provide deep teachings of the Buddha, Palikano. What I want to mention is when we look at Asian objective of monastic education is not only for monks, not only for sasana, but also lay society. We can see this point. How about today? We can ask this question, but situation is different from now. So in 1890, governments from Burma in Thailand, they realized they need secular education. So secular education cannot provided by monastery. That's why they need to send to study foreign country. So they sent foreign country to study science, to study secular subject. So King Mendel sent totally 70 students for secular education. So in this situation, the king who realized they need secular education, that's why king give suggestion monks, monastic community to allow to open a secular school in the monastic boundary, in the monastery. But monks, they don't want to accept, they don't want to allow to open lay school in the monastery. That's why the first people who established a secular school is not Buddhist man. Who established the lay school? Who first? They are Christian missionary, Christian monks. British missionary bishop began it. First Catholic missionary So they established lay secular school for lay society. This is one issue. So I would like to go detail about this issue.
Thank you. Thank you very much. May I ask the next question?
Wait. Excuse me, please. Wait. His presentation not finished. Okay, Vande.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So, monastic community, they don't want to allow to introduce subject English and arithmetic, mathematics. So monks, they consider English, arithmetic, secular subject, they consider in different way. So this kind of issue is very well known in Myanmar. So monastic member, they consider to be secular subject. So they consider these are not suitable to study. They are not relevant. They are not relevant to attain Nibbana. They are not relevant to realize their Nibbana. And also, this secular subject is dangerous for achieving enlightenment. They consider secular subject in this way. So secular subject belong to astrology, medicine, healing, carpentry. So these subjects are considered by monastic member not suitable for study. These are not relevant to realize enlightenment. That's why they don't want to accept the suggestion. So another reason is the monastic community, they don't want to allow lay teacher teaching student monks. But today, this is normal. So when we locate the monastery, we locate a Buddhist university, many lay teachers, they also teach for monks and nuns. But in ancient time, so monks don't want to study under the lay people. This is also one issue. Okay, let me continue quickly. This article also very long article. So a previous article I already translated into Myanmar. If you want to read a previous article written by Asanga, you can find out my page Naedao Theravada Buddhist Study. I already translated a previous article. I used to discuss this article also. So I have some record. If you want to listen a complete article, that you can contact with me. So, but when we locate the Thailand government worry about monks. This is different from Myanmar government. Right? So, okay, monks can stay in monastic life for the whole life without leaving a lay society. This is a problem. So every monk cannot stay the whole life in the monastic community. They can return their lay life. That's the issue. So if they return lay life, lay security without knowing secular subject, what is the problem? Government for Thailand they consider this issue seriously. So monks need to study secular subjects. So monks is also human being. So they are also human resources for lay society. So they need to study secular subjects. This is this statement from Thai government. Now, as far as I understand, among the Buddhist country, Thailand came, they know very well the Buddha teaching, Pali Canon, more than other Buddhist country. So when you locate the some Thailand came, they write they write in Pali. They can write using Pali. So we can see in the Google, their contribution of Pali writing. So they know very well about the Buddha teaching deeply. That's why they can consider the issue of monk life. So this is a debate between the reformist, modernist, and conservative. So there is one debate between conservative and reformists who try to reform the society. So they point out conservative members. They point out one statement from Pali Canon. So in the Pali Canon, there is one statement, especially Sulatila Mezima Sila Mahasila. So one statement. In this statement, the Buddha mentioned not to talk minister, not to talk army, not to study history also. So we can see in this sutra, clearly they mention if we study these kind of subject, they are not conducive to Nibbana. They are not leading to Nibbana. This statement is from Brahmajala Sutra. So they use this statement in order to argument for modernist people, reformist people. They point out this statement. We should not study secular subject because the Buddha also taught in this sutra. But if we locate before the colonization, there is no debate about the study of secular subject. There is no issue. Nobody debate we should study secular subject or not, we should study English or not. There is no debate before colonization. But this kind of debate arises in the colonial period. And also after colonization, after independence, this kind of debate automatically disappear. This is we need to focus one issue. So their argument is not related to the Buddha teaching. Their argument is especially related to their attitude. And interestingly, when we locate the Shujin Nikaya Sayadaw are very innovative. Sayadaw mentioned here. So one of the members of Shujin Nikaya is Mahagandayo Sayadaw, Shinzanaka Biwanda. He gave suggestion to study mathematics, to study Tencha mathematics. So when we want to study, when we want to understand Tencha Vara in the Patana, So in the Patana, there is chapter Tenchawara. So Tenchawara means related to numbers. So without understanding the mathematics, how can we understand the Patana? Sayadaw mentioned like this. And also Wotodaya, Sam. So we cannot understand without understanding of mathematics. So this is one issue. Very famous Sayadaw Ashen Tetila. The Sayadaw, he already completed Sejatiha Dhammasriya, and also he completed Patamajo. So he is very excellent. But when he study English, some lay people, they criticize, they reject not to come their home for food. So some people criticize and reject Sayadaw Ashen Tetila because Sayadaw study English. That's why they reject and criticize Sayadaw. This is one issue. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to conclusion. Okay. So we shall study secular subject or not. We shall study English or not. This is a debate between traditionalists and modernists. So a innovated monks, the modern monks, they try to persuade lay people, also senior Sangha member. So in order to study secular subject, we shall give the reason why we need to study secular subject even though we are monks. Why we need to study? So they try to give reason. The reason is if we study secular knowledge, if we study English, we can do missionary in the Western country who colonized before. So we can do missionary to become Buddhist Western people. So modern monks, they trying to get reason. Okay, we study secular knowledge in English because we want to do missionary. So they used missionary. The word missionary they used repeatedly. So governments established 2 Buddhist university, mainly in Yangon, Napasa. They call Napasa. So the purpose of establishment of State Priority Sasana University is for missionary. So if we use missionary, lay people really like, oh, monks study English secular subject because they are going to do missionary. So, and also, Sidigu Sayadaw, he established university, Sidigu International Buddhist Academy. So we can see that Sayadaw used international. So we study secular subject English for doing missionary in the other country, in the foreign country, international. And also we can see that Theravada International Missionary University. So they also use international and also missionary. So in order to get reason, modernist monk, they use missionary international in order to persuade lay people. to support their establishment. So I want to conclude here. So conclusion is between conservative and modernist, there is one agreement. So this agreement is every monk should study Dhamma in Vinaya. So about this issue, they have agreement, common agreement, but they don't have common agreement about other issue. This issue is monastic monk should study secular subject or not. So English should be included in the monastic examination or not. So this kind of agreement are not available even now. That's why. So when we look at monastic examination currently, so they don't have any secular subject. They don't have any English subject. So what is the result? Monks they don't know their secular knowledge. So the result is when they give Dhamma talk for lay people, they are very difficult to relate the Dhamma to lay people. So monks originally became novice in the very young age. So they don't know about the secular experience. So they don't really understand the experience of family type. The brother, between brother and mother, there is some problem, but they don't notice this problem. So what I want to focus is because they don't have secular knowledge, when they get Dhamma talk, they cannot relate the Buddha teaching in lay society. This is issue. So I conclude here now. So thank you, all of the listener. Thank you for your patiently listening my very long talking. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah.
Yes. Thank you.
So,
Before the full program, thank you very much, Panariva Wannadiri, for your clear and inspiring talking. I hope we have a lot of knowledge and many program and issue. Yes. Now we will move another session, question and answer. If somebody have question, you can ask directly, Panariva Wannadiri. Please note the time. Kindly keep your question short and respectful. You can ask. Any question?
don't afraid to talk English. No, actually, we are trying to practice English speaking. We are not professional speaker, so that's why talk anything you want.
Thank you, Papa. Let me practice my English.
Oh, Siamaji, you don't need to.
Your book or article review was really insightful, really comprehensive. But I like to ask you, probably you can talk more on your last point, saying that in such modern Buddhism, there's no publications, no movements here in Myanmar comparing other regions and Western countries. Why you think we are lag behind? Because recently I've been working a lot with Pongpong and Xiale, and there are quite a number of scholars like you, a lot of people studying overseas, coming back with much more higher level Buddhist education, international language here and there. Why not producing any articles, new ideas in terms of modern Buddhism? Why is that? What is missing here?
really nice, also really challenged question. So I don't think I can give you a full answer, but I try to get you answer, Syamaji.
Please, Pompo, thank you.
According to my understanding, this is a personal understanding. Monks like me, so actually I don't have opportunity to study English at the very young age. So I had opportunity to study English after 20s. So after 20 age, I have to study English. So my English is I don't think so. My English is real English. My English is not real English. So when we study in foreign country, one issue is we only want to focus Buddhist philosophy. So in order to contribute and in order to produce academic article, we also need to know other philosophy. Otherwise, we cannot compare what is differences, what is similarity. This is the reason what I want to get for you, Syamaji. This is give a brief answering, Syamaji.
Okay, Pompo, I would consider English is no longer an issue because a lot of people started using AI and all these instruments. So when you are saying about philosophy and any other areas of academics, that's more understandable. Thank you, Pompo.
Thank you, Syamaji.
Thank you, Pompo.
I like to add. I like to comment in this question. Actually, language is no longer matter nowadays. No, we can have AI. We can get any help from the AI. I think in Myanmar monastic community, we, especially the traditional monk, lack of the knowledge of how to apply the teaching. We are no opportunity to study, to learn how to apply the teaching into our daily life, our daily. That's why when we talk about the Dharma, we just give, how to say, like a raw material, not finished product, not fine product. So our product is not popular. Our products are not on demand, just traditional. So we cannot reach many consumer. So in my opinion, why we are behind is that we lack the knowledge or skillful how to apply the Dharma in daily life. Especially when we read like Siara Uzotika, his talk very nice, widely spread, because he is a very skillful teacher how to apply the Dharma into daily life. So our traditional monks are not skillful enough to apply this Dharma into daily life. That's my opinion, right or wrong. Okay.
Thank you, Homo, for some more ideas. Yeah. What to do?
Mm-hmm. Right this. Okay. Okay, Bande Bandeza, you raise hand. Bande Bandeza or season pass. Who's pass? I'm not sure, not sorry. And then season is a newcomer. Bande Bandeza, you give the chance. Pass, Sian.
Yes, keep going on. See.
Thank you for that,
Okay,
Bande.
Sian.
So,
Yeah.
I'm Sean, and I'm a student of Applied Buddhist Studies. There's a point that I would like to raise here. You mentioned how we are unable to apply the teachings of the Buddha in our daily lives, even though we are very knowledgeable in that area. But the problem is, if language is a barrier for you, if your English is not good enough, I'm not saying that your English is not good enough. I mean, in general, if you have problems reading, digesting a lot of material in a very short period of time, then you won't be able to absorb a lot of knowledge in other areas in order for you to analyze everything properly and apply your knowledge appropriately. So I think I would have to disagree that language is no longer an issue. I think it still is an issue, because if you can't read like native speakers, then it is going to be a problem for you if you can't keep up with them. Just my this is just from my personal experience, of course.
Okay.
So, this article, now we sometimes we are talking about not academics, we are talking about in this article for lay people in their country. So in Myanmar, I don't need to use English. I can share my knowledge by using mother language. Even I'm using mother language to get Dhamma taught, I cannot relate the Buddha teaching to daily life. So the article, what article would like to point out is not because of language, but because of they don't know secular knowledge. So I would like to point out this issue. This is my opinion.
Yeah,
Thank you for that. About that, I think I don't have a problem with that, because I didn't get that point earlier, because I actually joined the monastic community at the age of 20. So actually do know a lot about the secular life. So that wasn't a problem for me. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Siamaji raise again. Okay. Mr.
Venerable Bande, the one thing that I see that trying to teach with the application of Buddha teaching to the public is that I think our Sangha are a little bit weak on understanding the current situation and livelihood of people. So I don't know exactly about situation in Burma closely, but in a Western country, in my opinion, I see that the monks are not properly understanding how we have to live here. So when they teach about Buddha teaching, they have they cannot match the current life that lay person are going through. So it's from the lay person point of view, we are not able to properly apply unless you are very good in critical thinking and understanding how to use it effectively. So there's a lot of disconnect that I see here that need to understand the culture, livelihood of people and how they live in this day. So with that, going back to the secular education, which is needed, and also try to understand the social and culture of the country that you will be residing in. I believe that that is really important. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, Dagaji.
Siamaji, you raise again, huh? turn. Samaji, you want to say? And then you raise hand. That's why I go.
So I would like to point out one thing, but not directly related to our discussion. This is also a challenges issue. I appreciate the ordination of a novice. So the recruitment. So when we look at the monk society, nearly all of the monks became novice at the very young age. But when we look at the Buddha time, nearly all of the monks enter the monastic life after 20 or after 35 or after 40.
After marriage.
Yeah. So they know very well the secular life. They have diverse knowledge. So some people state counselor, for example, Pesa Wegi, 5 accident. When they are lay life, they are state counselor. They give the suggestion for Ken. So we can see some businessman, banker, for example, Yasa. He also a millionaire when he was lay life. So the Buddha tried to connect all diverse people. So when we look at the people during the Buddha time, nearly all of the monks are already mature. So if the Buddha trying to collect the very young children, I think the Buddha cannot separate the Buddha teaching during the 45 years. Because the Buddha need to mature. The Buddha need nurture the children to grow up from time to time. So the Buddha, I know them, so the Buddha will do like this. This is also challenges. So this idea is originally not from me. This idea also debatable among the scholarly perspective. So, but after the Buddha, not only Theravada, but also other tradition. So nearly all Sangha members come from very young age. This is different from early Buddhism. This is different for during the Buddha lifetime. So during the Buddha lifetime, nearly all monks already mature, already have diverse knowledge. And then they enter the monastic life, and then they share based on their previous knowledge. They can share, they can connect the Buddha teaching in economics, they can connect the Buddha teaching in politics, they can connect the Buddha teaching in medicine, because they have already knowledge when they are secular life. So they can separate the Buddha teaching very quickly and very easily during the 45 years. This is one message debatable among the scholarly perspective. I just want to mention this part.
Yeah. I know.
We need to consider this situation also.
You know, in Myanmar, monk society, we usually look down on the nekama.
Yeah,
We don't appreciate those who become the monk as their old age. We appreciate the monk who become from their young age. But when we make a debate, some people said even our Lord Buddha, after he get the baby, he renounced and become the monk. Okay, that's it. Another point. Now, okay, Bandisa, let the Momo give the channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Momo, keep going.
Okay. Because we give priority to the newcomer.
Ukarahoni Bante for talking with us today. Now I have two questions. for you. And the first question is some monastery monks are not allowed to use mobile phones and computer? What do you think about this rule in modern education in Myanmar? I mean in Myanmar.
Very good question.
And the second question is, many monks in Myanmar study very hard to pass government exam like the master or another exam. And also, do you think this help them understand the Buddha teachings better?
Thank you for your question. So I would like to give answer in briefly. Your first question is whether monks should use a modern
Education.
instruments, phone or something like this. So according to my understanding, we should use phone. But why we need to use the phone? We need to understand the reason why we are using the phone. The attitude is really important. So whether we use or not the phone is not, it doesn't matter. What really matter is how we use the phone correctly, efficiently. So we can use the phone to listen the Dhamma talk, to share Dhamma knowledge for lay people, right? We can find out so many sources about the Buddha teaching. So by using the phone. So phone is really necessary and really suitable for monks. So using the phone cannot be avoided by monks. This is, I would like to give answer for your first question.
Let me interpret. I think she asking your comment, your opinion on the Sun Center that not allow the novice and monk to use phone.
Not allow?
Yes.
Some monastery, Sun Center.
Not allowed. I mean, yes, not allowed.
Yeah.
Because yesterday I listened to talk on YouTube, like Mahavihara, Leku in Yangon. That monastery cannot allow to use the novice and teacher monk. That is why.
Yes. I understand your question.
And also, how about my question?
Your second question is the study of Dhammasriya or Patamaji
Yes.
really helpful for understanding the Buddha teaching, right?
Yes.
Yes, according to my experience, so the monks who study Dhammasriya and Patamaji, they have very higher knowledge about teacher study. So, for example, after I complete Patamaji in Myanmar, I go to study other foreign country. So when we compare other monks from Sri Lanka, other monks from Myanmar, so their teacher knowledge is different. The monks who from Myanmar, they know very well the Buddha teaching. They can mention any sutra. So sometimes professor give lecture about the statement mentioned in the Pali Canon. So Myanmar monks when very know about this statement. Okay, this statement come from which sutra? This statement come from Vimmasala Sutra. Myanmar monks can distinguish whatever they teach about the Buddha teaching. That's why, according to my experience, monks who study Patamaji, Dhammasriya, they know very well about the Buddha teaching, especially teacher study. This is my briefly answer. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. But I would like to know, some of my friends, they are monk. Although they study the Buddha teaching, but they still don't feel happy. What do you think? It is the reason for this. It's the reason for this.
This question is for all, right?
Yes.
Okay. So someone who want to get answer, you can get answer.
Even though we know a lot of teaching, we are not happy. Why? She want to ask. Why, Pandita? Why we are not happy? Even though we got a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, we have many reasons, Bandit. We have many reasons. How can I say? We have in Buddhism, in Buddhist literature, we have many ways how to live happily in Buddhism, and many of Sutta, Sutta. Yeah, I think we cannot to follow some Sutta. In my life, I never I never feel deeply sad, and also I used to make happy my life myself. This situation is possible. This is just happening. This is for a moment. I always think. Yeah, of course, we are human. Sometimes we will feel unhappy and sad, greedy, and also aggressive. Yeah, because we are also human. But I think manage how to live according with our according to literature what we learn every day. Yeah, and also we have many reasons, and also this our monastic organization is not like others organization. We don't have a chance to consultation, right? Only we have a plans. Yeah, we don't have a chance to consultation. What we feel today. Yeah.
Okay. How about Pandita Jodika? Your opinion?
And the first,
We know a lot of teaching. Some.
yes. Now I the first answer.
Why?
Just now I lead this. I lead out the Moko Vibadana. So until now I have been a little.
I
Okay.
would suggest
There
we
is a
should
one
move on.
saying.
These are more personal feelings. You cannot overgeneralize monks are not happy. I think we should move on to another subject, please.
Of course, yeah.
Wait. I had one comment on this issue. I have read Sierra Usodika book. To know and not to do is not yet to know. And when I studied the English at the beginning, I learned by heart that sentence. I like so much. To know and not to do is not yet to know. It's me, we really don't understand yet the teaching, even though we learn a lot. To know and not to do is not yet to know. Do you agree or not? That's a Sierra Usodika statement,
Yes.
Sierra Usodika philosophy.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I agree.
Okay. Momo, how do you think? I want to know your opinion.
In my point of view, I think if we are steady like Buddha teaching, we might be happy, or we might be peaceful like that. Because Buddha teaching lead to peaceful. That is why I consider like that. why my friends cannot happy, why my friend feel sad like that, even though he know so many sodas, so many Buddhist knowledge, but why? If we, in my point of view, if we understand about Buddha's teaching, Buddha's knowledge, we can handle our feeling. Um, we can control our minds like that.
This should be main title. We should make a book and also
Yes.
interview because your question has many purpose.
Yes. And this
Can I jump in very quickly? I think you answered your own question. The Buddha's teaching is to help us find peacefulness, not happiness. I believe a lot of us here, monks, are not here to find happiness. In fact, I believe that the more you learn about the teaching of the Buddha, the more you would, the less you would feel happy. It's not about feeling happy or sad. It's about maintaining a stable state of mind. I think that's the point of it. It's not about finding happiness.
Very good.
Okay, so the problem is not because of Buddha teaching. The problem is because of the way of teaching, the way of teaching, the way of learning. For example, so when I was a novice, I studied very deep philosophy. Even though I'm very young, I have to study Vidma, Buddhist psychology. So this philosophy is really profound teaching for young novice. So the teaching method is memorize, listen to whatever teacher talk in the class. This is teaching method. So we don't have any other teaching method. For example, for novice, we show you the picture, we show you the cup, right? So in order to show the lobos, in order to show dosa, in order to show moha, we can use the picture describing snake. Snake represent dosa, right? So if we use image, gato, something like this to describe the Buddha teaching for novice, I think novice are really happy. So what I understand is they may not happy, not because of the Buddha teaching they are studying, but because of the method teacher are using, because of the method, not because of Buddha teaching.
Weirdo approach, the weirdo study. Okay. Good to discuss. Okay, Pandit, your turn. Sorry, I gave you the chance.
No. Mr. Almo.
Okay.
My Upasaka.
Well, yeah, I think that is theory and practice. It's not about teaching and learning, but you have to know the theory along with the practice together, Vesa and Sadhana. So I can teach everybody how to program right now, but not every one of you will become a programmer, because it's not about the teaching or learning, it's about how you practice and what you want to be. So it is a decision within ourselves, and also has to do with the mindset in Yoniso Manadikara. So we have to make sure that how to embrace the teaching, because if you are missing on that point, then no matter who come and teach you, even Buddha himself come and teach you, you won't be happy, or you won't feel any wisdom or enlightenment at all, because when you receive it, you are not properly receiving, properly practicing. So I believe that that is really important in terms of mindset and then practice, not just on the learning.
Yeah, we just read now. Very good point.
Thank you, Lagaji, for your comment.
Okay. Any other
Any
comment
question?
from-
No, mine time.
Mm.
Mine time has come.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you, Venerable Ven Vannasiri. I'm Bandija. Thank you for your presentation. I got many opinions or thoughts from your presentation. I don't know how to start or how to act because I got many message from your presentation, right? But okay, I would like to know more than everything. So you said Sri Lanka monastic Abhidhamma education is just introductory, not deeply, right? I think you say so, right?
Yes, yes.
Sri Lanka
Exactly.
Abhidhamma, yeah. Okay. So why would you say that you have obvious evidence or some experience until now? Yeah, this is respectfully I would like to ask you, Sandy.
Thank you for your comment. So this statement is not come from me. This statement come from the author Asanga Tilaka Ranti. So he is saintly lay people. He know very well about his country, and also he is scholar. So that's why he give this statement. So but we can see some very expert Abhidhamma scholar. For example, Wankrunadada, he gave one book publication. So comparative study of Theravada Buddhist Theravada Abhidhamma and Mahayana Abhidhamma. He trying to make comparison. So really nice contribution for Sri Lanka. So this kind of contribution cannot create from Myanmar. But this is exception. This is exception. Generally, we can conclude that Sri Lanka society did not focus Abhidhamma study widely. But when we look at Myanmar society, everybody, not only monks, but also lay people, especially in Yangon, many educated people, they are trying to learn Abhidhamma and they are trying to apply the Buddha Abhidhamma into daily life. This is I want to feedback for your question, for your comment, Bandit.
Thank you for your information.
Thank you. I see your post on your Facebook. You are doing missionary in
Thank you,
foreign
Bandit.
country. Very respect, Bandit,
Thank you.
for your contribution.
Bandit.
Thank you, Bandit.
Thank you.
In this question, I had something to say.
Please go.
Maybe the church monk, Pandit Sasana.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know.
I had listened his presentation in some way, I'm not sure where. He studied in Sri Lanka. He got a BA or MA. He passed exam with flying color. He studied Abhidhamma too there. But when he came to IDBNU, he started learning Abhidhamma. So he got a surprise. So in Abhidhamma, we had how to say, different kinds of consciousness. Like 8 types of Lopa Mula Chaita, Asankarika, Sasankarika. He was surprised. He doesn't know. Why? What is it, Asankarika? What is it, Sasankarika? He passed exam with the flying color in Sri Lanka. He didn't know that. Why? So it means that Asanka Stilakane, his statement also, and then correct, because they just introduce Abhidhamma, not go to detail. Maybe someone go to detail where we like a specialist, major subject they study. Okay.
Thank you, man.
Any other question from the participant? Any other comment? there is a no comma. Time is already over.
That is why I
Brother.
said sometimes your time frame maybe doesn't work. Depends on our situation. Yeah, time frame sometimes doesn't work. We can't.
Yeah.
We can't say stop. No. Maybe
Okay.
adjustment. Yeah.
Okay. Because someone waiting as a junior session. When we finish the session, there will be the second session, junior session.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
And if
Any other question or comment from the participant? Please feel free.
Comment or suggestion.
yeah.
Can I follow up on Venerable Vannasiri's comment? Sorry, who was it? Sorry, please go ahead.
Okay,
I can
go
wait.
ahead. I come after.
I'm happy to wait.
Okay. Sean, please go.
Oh, okay, thank you. I would like to follow up on your comment, Venerable Vannasiri. If we want to maybe upgrade the Buddhist education system of Myanmar, would it still be a good idea to limit ourselves to just Theravada studies, the studies of Theravada Buddhism, or should we maybe introduce other schools of Buddhism into the curriculum? Yeah, the question is not just for you, obviously. It's I would like to hear the opinions of our fellow monks here.
Okay, Venerable Vannasiri, your idea first.
Okay. So, according to my understanding, I want to repeat your question in order to make sure. So, your question is, Theravada monastery shall include other Buddhist philosophy from other different school, right? For example, Mahayana and Tibetan.
Maybe we should know about them.
So we know.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yes.
Yes, Pomo, your understanding is correct.
So, my specialization is trying to connect all Buddhist school. So not only Theravada, but also other Buddhist school to connect together, to understand how they connect each other and how they develop each other. So according to my understanding, so we have currently there are so many diverse Buddhism. So Buddhism in Western country and Buddhism in Asian country are different. So Buddhism in Myanmar and Buddhism in India may be different, not exactly the same, because some very famous Buddhists like Ambedkar, they reject Riba and Karma. They don't believe next life, but they are Buddhists. We cannot reject they are not Buddhist. No, they are also belong to Buddhist. So I'm trying to understand the Buddha teaching, how they are developed. I see one debate happening currently on the social media. So the Buddha is a human being, or the Buddha is a supernatural being. So this kind of debate emerged and on the social media. So because the Buddha has supernatural power, on the other hand, the Buddha is a human characteristic, right? But when we look at Mahayana, they mostly focus supernatural perspective. But when we look at Theravada trying to focus humanistic perspective, the Buddha should be a human characteristic. So when I try to locate the development of the concept of the Buddha in early Buddhism in Pali Canon, so Pali Nikaya. So we can see the Buddha belonged to both characteristics, not only human characteristics, but also supernatural characteristics. We should not reject, because the Buddha belonged to both characteristics. But when the Buddhist school developed, especially Mahasangika school, so they trying to show the Buddha look like a supernatural being. But on the other hand, Theravada is influenced by Protestant Buddhists. For example, when you look at the founder of Pali Society, Right Davis originally from Protestant Christian. So you already know there are two kinds of, generally two kinds of Christian, Protestant and Roman Catholic. So Right Davis originally from Protestant. The idea of Protestant is based on human, should be human being, should be humanistic. So it depends on their ideology. They try to create the Buddha. The Buddha is human being. The Buddha should be human characteristic. The Buddha should not belong to supernatural power. That's why in early scholar, they try to show the Buddha human being, not supernatural. So when we look at the historiography, we call this subject is historiography. So who create the history? Who is writing the Buddhist canon? So when we look at the history of history, so we can see clearly why this kind of idea developed in this current situation. So when we try to compare this idea like this, we can see clear picture why this idea became. So my answer is when we know the other Buddhist teaching and other Buddhist school, we can compare what is similarity or what is differences. Actually, there are not totally different idea. We are say common ground. So I can barely say all of the Buddhist school based on original teaching. So I according to my understanding, we need to understand all Buddhist idea.
We should put the curriculum into the curriculum. We should put other for the school.
Okay, Venerable Bande, we saw that. So as a founder of an education center, would you consider that idea? Would you agree with the idea, and would you be willing to make that a reality? Would you be willing to make that happen?
Sure. We will get the priority first Theravada
Yes.
philosophy, and then after we know Theravada, we should study at that school theory. I'm happy if I had the chance, if I had the capacity, I will do, Andy. I will do.
Thank you for the answer. I hope other founders also think like you, have the same idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we may understand each other among Buddhist school. For example, when we see the celestial Buddha in the heaven in Mahayana, Theravada people, Theravada Buddhists, amazing. Why this kind of Buddha existing in the celestial world, in the heaven? So they cannot imagine. This is not reliable. This is not reasonable from the Theravada perspective. But when we look at the Pali Canon, so we can see this kind of idea. So Mahayana have so many celestial Buddha, Amitabha, Amoghasiddhi, Virosana. This is a celestial Buddha. This is very different from Theravada tradition. But what they trying to present is not the Buddha. They trying to present is dependent origination. So when we look at the Tanyota Nikaya, we can see one sutra, Pesya Sutra. In this sutra, they mention that Tibetan origination always exists whether the Buddha arise or not. The Tibetan origination is a permanent phenomena, external phenomena. And also, when we look at the Pali Canon, the Buddha pays respect the Buddha. So we can see Uruvela Sutta and Karawa Sutra. So after the Buddha got enlightenment, the Buddha taught himself, who can I respect? Because nobody is superior to me according to morality, according to concentration. So who can I respect? So the Buddha thought, I should respect the Dhamma. I should respect the Dhamma. So what is the Dhamma? The Dhamma is dependent origination. So this kind of idea, dependent origination, is eternal, timeless. So Mahayana used the idea and then create the Amitabha Buddha and Vipassana Buddha. So when we study other Buddhist philosophy, we make this kind of misunderstanding. We can remove this kind of misunderstanding between Theravada and Mahayana. Oh, I believe like this.
I've studied Mahayana extensively, actually. So if you go one step further from dependent origination, the path actually diverges. We would go directly into emptiness, which is very different from what we have in Theravada Buddhism. That's their main goal, the realization of emptiness. So I'm not sure if the monks, the monastic scholars in Myanmar are ready to accept the idea of introducing a totally different concept into our community. I'm just not sure about that at all.
What do you mean about emptiness, right?
Yes, that wasn't the question. I'm just saying that I'm not sure if our Sangha community, Theravada's community, is ready to accept another major doctrine, another major concept.
By the way, emptiness is it different from our idea, Theravada philosophy?
That is going to be a very long explanation.
Okay.
But short answer, yes. Yeah, that's the main difference, I would say, between Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism.
So let me add a little bit here on the questions because, even though emptiness or anatta or whatever that we say, but in this universe, there is only one truth. So Theravada might be looking at one perspective, while Mahayana might be looking at different angles. So the goal is not to see things as a different, it's about learning other people's perspective. So if we learn that why Mahayana see emptiness as emptiness, then we will understand how their thinking processes. That's where they bring in all Buddhists together. Because if we look in they are different, then we were never able to consolidate. We would keep hitting head to head, and then we will never come to a conclusion. It's not about combining or getting to agreement. It's about learning other people's perspective in terms of studying not just Mahayana, even a Christian and Hinduism and stuff, because we need to understand how people think. Otherwise, we cannot talk, we cannot teach, and then we cannot make other people understand who are different from our belief. So the goal is to learn people's perspective, not just about the deep philosophy. It's behind the thinking process of how this philosophy come to life.
Thank you.
Very good
Your comment, very nice comment. Yes.
There's a very diplomatic comment. Thank you for that. Yeah, I do agree that we have to try to understand other schools of Buddhism in their own contexts and not from a Theravada point of view.
Roughly,
Shall
okay.
I add on one quick comment to you all? Yeah, I totally agree, all of you, what you just said. But even if the other schools of Buddhism or any other religion not systematically integrated into the academic syllabus and all, as a person, as a Sangha in the community, I think personally, I would suggest you should be able to read, at least aware of what other religions are and what the essence, similarities, differences, and such. Not necessarily to be in the school, but out of your own curiosity, for your own knowledge. I very much like that. We should learn any other religions on top of it, if it's any other school of thoughts, different versions of Buddhism. Why not? These are, I think, really good for making you seeing things in a broader perspectives.
As Chambram said, open the door of your heart. Okay.
Of course we should. The problem is, I think there's this collective fear of otherness in Theravada community. In the Theravada community, we're not willing to learn about other religions. We're not that open-minded. I don't mean to be negative, but yeah, that's it. That's my honest opinion. We're afraid to learn.
That one famous saying by we heard that Tipika Siaroji, no? When Tipika Siaroji, he command one time, we heard that a bronze brisket and golden brisket. We, Myanmar, already possess golden brisket. We are not eager to wear the bronze brisket. That's Goma is very influential on the Myanmar monk society, I think. That's why some monk not willing to study other religion, other subject, other school idea. Okay, and then that's era already overcome and then in our society. Okay. Any other comment or question? 10 o'clock already. And Jodiga, moderator, comment or question or say something. Moderator, not in front of the camera.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
We should.
Yes. Kind of program.
Yeah.
Yes, kind of.
We should.
Continue. Today's session remind us that Buddhist study and holistic education must continue to attach renew themselves to support Danga and society in this world. We have many poly and solution. But one again for your kind attention and present today to all participants and to our Gusiaro and Ven Vannasiri. That's why we recited Buddha Dharana 3 times.
Buddha Sadhana
Thank you all.